Amiibo!
Welcome back to Candy's Classic Game Shrine, everyone. I've been getting a lot of requests lately to see my Amiibo collection more in detail and in depth. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So without further ado, let's dive in. So let's start off with the Smash Brothers Amiibo. This is just the first shelf of many, and I'm quickly outgrowing them, to be honest. But here we are. You can get a good look of who I have in here. Here, let me open the door so there's no glare. I have two villagers because one was the first print, one was the second print. If you notice, the eyes are different. I didn't do that for all of the reprints. If you notice, Marth, I only have one version. Here I have the Super Mario Land line of Amiibo, as well as the Super Mario Cereal Amiibo box. I didn't keep the cereal, I ate it because I don't want cereal that's old and expired in my house. This is the end level Amiibo display. And then over here we have the Donkey Kong display. Now over here we have the Splatoon Amiibo set. I still have to paint some of the risers. I've just been a little busy. And over here we have the Yoshi's Woolly World Amiibo. The things like the Kamek, the Baby Bowser, and that Poochie there were handcrafted by people on Etsy. I didn't make those. But everything else I did for this. Still one of my favorite displays that I've done. Now briefly, let's take a peek over here. These are Amiibo cards that were only released in Japan for a game called, forgive me, I think it's Pro Yaku Baseball or something. And these cards were only obtainable as pre-order bonuses, and each one was different from each different retailer that you would pre-order from. I didn't do that. I found them on eBay and I bought them that way. Over here, we have my Zelda Amiibo from the various lines. We have one of my favorites is that little cute claymation looking Link and the 8-bit Link. This map of Hyrule I got as a thing from an arcade block years ago. People ask me all the time, and that's the only place I've seen it. Same with this little treasure chest here with the rupee. I have this bastard on a pedestal because of how much he's killed me. Here are some other random Amiibo. We have the Chibi Robo Amiibo here in a little custom display that I did based on one I saw in Nintendo New York a few years ago. This is from the Kirby Planet Robobot, I believe, line. And this was one of the Japanese pop-up diorama Amiibo displays. I thought it was cool. These are the Fire Emblem Amiibo. On this shelf we have the one-off Amiibo, like QB, the Diablo Loot Goblin, the Pikmin, the Mega Man, Solaire from Dark Souls, I think that's his name, I don't play it, and the gigantic Detective Pikachu. Over here we have the Shovel Knight Amiibo. Finally they released it. It only took a few years. In a custom display that I made here, you can see a little shiny gem hiding in the dirt. The scene was supposed to recreate when Shovel Knight ends a game and is about to go to sleep by the campfire. Now on to some other kind of random Amiibo. We have the Super Mario Odyssey Amiibo, Mario, Bowser, and Peach. Over here, we have the Skylander Amiibo Collaboration Amiibo. Both of the versions of Donkey Kong, and both of the versions of Bowser. Okay, on this side of the room, you're gonna see a lot of Amiibo. Let's start off with this. This is the Mario Sports Superstar Amiibo cards. I'll take this off the wall briefly, and we'll bring it over here. By the way, if anyone that's watching needs any of these Amiibo cards, just let me know and I can mail them to you. I don't want anything for them. Just don't want them. I already have them all. So if you're interested, feel free to message me or comment. But back to these. As you already saw there, that's essentially what the cards look like. This is a poster for them all. And these are just the various pages. I have them organized by sport. The game was not that great, I will be honest. But back to over here, you'll see some more Amiibo. You'll see some figures here. These figures are from Monster Hunter Stories, which is a really good game actually. Probably my second attempt at trying to get into Monster Hunter. And this one was a successful take. I actually enjoyed the games quite a bit. But back to the Amiibo. They're really cool. They're Japanese exclusives, kind of like QB. And the, actually there's a few Japanese exclusive Amiibo. Now that I think about it. QB, that Mega Man, those Pro Yaku cards, these Monster Hunter Story Amiibo, and these were actually Japanese exclusive, as well as the Hello Kitty ones. Oh no, those came out in Australia, never mind. But yes, back to the Amiibo. I have albums full of every series of Animal Crossing cards that have come out. There were 4 series originally for Happy Home Designer, which you will see here. This is series 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or no, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then this album here was for the expansion on Animal Crossing New Leaf called Welcome Amiibo. And then this here is also an addition to that, but were only released in select regions like Japan, Australia, and I believe maybe the UK. But these were Hello Kitty themed cards. Let's see if I can take this off without making a disaster. So they're all Sanrio characters. Or at least supposed to be based, because there's Cinema Roll. And then with each pack of cards that you got what was called a seal, which is really just a sticker. I never peeled them off. They're just really cute. So, those are apparently getting really hard to find now. I'm glad I got them when I did. Speaking of really hard to find now, these two cards. These two cards were released with issues of various magazines in Japan, and they're really hard to find. I finally was able to find them under $100, so I jumped on them. It's just Isabelle and KK Slider. That's pretty much it. They don't really give anything extra in the game. They're just special cards. Let me show you all of the Amiibo cards, since everyone has been asking to see every Amiibo that I have. So the cards here, this is the very first series. A very kind worker at Nintendo New York gave this to me ahead of the event they were supposed to be holding the day after, because I didn't want to come back to the city. And he gave it to me since it was going to be my birthday too. And Gave him a big hug after that. It was very nice of him. Figured I'd bring that up. But here are the cards. Pages might be stuck together, but let's see. Wow, this glare from the sparkles. Did I skip one? Yes, I did. We'll deal with that later. Just want to make a side note. That's my favorite Amiibo. Well, I guess it's my favorite Amiibo card, but it's also my favorite character in Animal Crossing. I love camels. That's also another favorite of mine is Molly. These 3 cards were from Amiibo Festival. They came packed in with the game. And I kept the original packaging that these cards came in so people can see what it looked like, either now or down the line, since they're not that common anymore. Let's see. So that's the first one. Here is the second one. Now you'll notice that a lot of these books are going to be Japanese. The ones that aren't mostly came from Europe, if I think correctly. Hoping that these Amiibo will be compatible with the new game. And just like the last one before, I kept the packaging from Series 2. Now we get into this colossal book. So this, obviously, Series 3. It's very nice when you open it up. It has a checklist here of all of the cards in the order that they need to be. Yes. Dirt from somewhere. So I just remembered with this book, along with having the list here, each page has the silhouette of the card that's supposed to go there. It's very weird, this one. Okay, boomer. So that was series 3. Now we're back down to a much more reasonably sized album. Here we go. Let me move some of this stuff over. Okay, so that's all of the Happy Home Designer and Amiibo Festival cards. Now these are Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo cards. These you'll see are very similar to the Hello Kitty ones that I showed you. Candi, I just remembered there's one named after me. And then here is the packaging that came in. Now to continue with more Animal Crossing Amiibo, we will go down to here. I guess we can consider this the beginning of the custom Amiibo phase 2. So down here, we have all of the Animal Crossing Amiibo that were released, as well as 3 customs that were snuck in here. I have a custom female villager and a custom lolly next to her. And then above there is a scannable Sahara that I actually built from the ground up. Oh, before I forget, these are also some random Amiibo. The Metroid Amiibo. I absolutely love the Metroid because it's squishy. Okay, had to get that out of the way. But back to the custom Amiibo because I'm pretty sure that's what we're at this point. Now you will see several custom Amiibo here. I have 4 Charizards and 2 Pikachu. Well, technically one is a Pika Blue. If you don't know what Pika Blue is, then you might be a little too young for my channel. Alright. So here we have a bunch of different customs that I've done. This one is probably my favorite. This is the first custom Amiibo that I've ever done in a box. This was for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, and I did it themed on the original Pikachu model. Now we have just a shiny Charizard, nothing fancy. Gave him a little Pokeball too. This is Mega Charizard Y, again with a Pokeball. These were some of my really early Amiibo. This was Pika Blue. And over here we have Mega Charizard X. I kind of have to fix his flame, but that's okay. And then this one here is, I call it Clone Charizard from the first movie. I even gave him the ball that Mewtwo used. Continuing with our custom amiibo, here is Lolo and Lala. This one is Lala. If you're not familiar with them, this is one of the games that Satoru Iwata worked on when he worked at HAL Laboratories. You can also see them featured in certain Kirby games too, but it was a really fun little puzzle game. And one of my favorite NES games, period. Now, if we move over here, we will find my very first custom amiibo that I've ever done. Captain Toadette. And finally, this one's not too special. It's just Ms. Pac-Man with a power pellet and some cherries. I have contemplated redoing the shoes to make them high heels, but that's just too much work. I nearly forgot to show my favorite custom amiibo that I've made. This Wario. I just made one for a subscriber, and to be honest, his came out better than the one I made myself, but I'm content with what I have. Oh, I should show the back of the box too. So that was it, guys. What'd you think? I know, it's a little crazy. I have every single amiibo that has released in the US and Japan at this point, with the exception of the Monster Hunter Gold and Silver amiibo that were given out as trophies and are one of a kind. So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of my amiibo collection. I have all of the ones that are due to come out pre-ordered, and my obsession will continue from there. And I'm happy to update everyone as it grows too. So if you have questions about any specific amiibo, whether it's the real ones, the custom ones, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments, and until next time, guys, take care.